Welcome to USL Live Season 24, Week 6 preview show. I'll be your host today. This is Bowen. I'm going to be accompanied by my crew of what? I had a good name for that, but crew of gentlemen. I got Mecca,
Hello.
Yosh.
Hello.
That's not ni hao.
I'm tired.
And Splittah.
Let's go, Infantry World.
That's a good one. I like that one. Ram is not going to be here this week. He just got back from doing a big case. He has not had a chance to follow up on anything like that, so he wanted to sit out for one. He'll be back this weekend. So the voice of USL will be back soon. So I'll be hosting this one today. I've got it recording. We are good to go. Gonna kind of jump right into it here a little bit. So the week's matches from week 5. Let's start from the very top, assuming I can get there in the next 10 seconds. 8:45 was DX at Nexus. Mecca.
Yeah, I don't want to go too far into this one because I don't think it was too interesting. Good to see Posty play. A few games, Champ came back to play. Nas shot 2 mortars and then left. And then for you guys, obviously it's going to be a tough game. Chompy gets 6, but 18 deaths. Slenko's 5 and 16, so probably not a lot of positives to say about Nexus. I think you definitely missed the presence of Fausto there leading, so you didn't have to lead and try to play Bowen.
True. Yosh?
My question for Nexus is, what is going on? You had a pretty good week a couple weekends ago, and then it just seems like you just regressed. So, I mean, I don't really want to say too much about it, but oof.
Yeah, and Splittah's actually going to hold off until the preview for week 6 because he hasn't had a chance to watch the other videos yet. So I'll just comment.
Oh,
on
I
that.
watched the
Oh.
I watched the Suicide Squad match. Just
Okay.
a heads up, but
Cool. We'll make sure you comment on that when we get there then. Cool. Yeah, so this week we were kind of just messing around with classes a little bit and trying to make sure we got everybody some play time. We barely showed 8 because of the amount of people who just weren't going to be there. I knew Rom wasn't going to be there. I knew Foster wasn't going to be there. So yeah, I mean, it was just kind of a matter of get people in, and then it was just have some fun. I went sniper. I think 10 or 15 minutes in. So it was kind of a fun game, kind of goofing around a little bit, and yeah, I mean we got beat up for it, but it is what it is. Can't get everybody on sometimes, and everybody's got lives.
I heard you were hitting shots though, Bowen.
Yeah, I was hitting the bit. Somebody mentioned I had like a 37% rate. I was like, oh, cool, okay. I wasn't paying attention. I was just kind of shooting. So.
I watched a little bit of that match too, and I saw you hitting shots. I won't lie.
Yeah.
It was, I was wondering after that game if you were going to keep Sniper. I'm like, maybe he'll keep Sniper now. We'll see.
I've mentioned in pub chat. I'll get to that later, but I mentioned in pub chat earlier there'll be some polls on stuff like that later too because there's been some interest. But yeah, we'll get to all that at some point. Next match is week 5. That Nexus at New World Order. This one didn't go anywhere near as smooth, even as from the sniper standpoint. So Mecca.
Yeah, same idea here. A little bit more of a blowout. Obviously, enemy fucked you guys hard. Just going AFK and dropship. So I think this game probably wouldn't have been as big of a blowout as the DX one if you didn't run 7s for however long. But at least DP got a kill in this one. You got 5 and 14, not bad. Chompy's gunning for most deaths, it looks like. And then you have Ninja doing an impressive 24-0 and Pister 25 and 2. So overall, pretty good game from them. Ninja looked very, very comfortable on demo. I do want to shout out Sun too. He had a bunch of really good solo Ripper flanks. So that was good to see as well. Not much positive to say for Nexus. I do think the meds didn't play awful. Probably wouldn't have had Emp med, but I understand why you did. And I did just see Phony in pub last night, so maybe he'll be there for the last week.
I mean, took 6 weeks. He finally shows up. Good stuff. Like to see it. Yeah, there's not a lot of positive to say about Nexus this week.
Yeah, I mean, valid. Enemy jumping. This is the game I didn't have fun in. Personally, I would have had more fun if we'd have had 8 up front. I didn't know enemy was going to go AFK. I hope he's okay because I literally haven't heard from him since that game. So I hope something severe didn't happen. But I mean, again, it is what it is. I mean, we were missing a lot of people this week. And next week hopefully we get all our guys back to at least come out and at least show something for week 6. But still kind of having fun with it to finish out, and we'll see where it goes. But yeah, all good. Draco had to work. He just got back I think 10 minutes into that match. So we were playing down 1 for a while. And by that point I was already tilted. So I wasn't having fun. But moving on to... They could have all these up on another screen, right? NWO at Crusaders.
Yeah, again, another kind of blowout. Not too much to say about this. They definitely played more ratty versus us this week. As you can see, NWO got about 20 more kills and about the same amount of deaths. Pisser had another big game going 19-4. Not much good to say about Crusaders. Backs a lot of snipes, didn't die a lot. It's kind of par for the course. He's having himself actually a pretty decent season on a not very good squad, so you do have to shout him out there. And crazy, almost Havoc almost getting 5,000 healing points is quite a bit, even with 3 deaths. So not a lot to say about that one. Kind of gone as expected. I don't think you'll see any more upsets. Kind of like the NFL, you see a couple upsets early, and then you kind of find out who those teams really are in the second matchups or later in the season. And I think that's what we're experiencing now.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say about this match. It was pretty brutal.
Yeah, I mean, same. I mean, I think this is the one Pisser got that 4-kill law in, which will probably be one of the plays of the season, really. That was a fun one to see. He sent me a clip of it earlier because I kind of missed it. So it was quite nice. But yeah, not a lot to say. GG to NWO this week. They played well. Moving on. We got Suicide Squad at Cats.
My game of the week, pretty obvious game of the week for me.
Yeah.
Coming in. This game was actually super close at one point. I think it was 21-20 Suicide Squad at one point, if I remember correctly. I could be misremembering the actual numbers, but I know it was very close early on. And then Cats kind of just rolled 2 clean battles in a row, and it was just kind of over from there, which is kind of surprising to see. I think Suicide Squad got caught out a little bit. You saw the return of passive Shas too. Guy only died 3 times when the next lowest person was 5 or 6. And I definitely saw him run away from a few battles. This is not the Shas that you need to beat Cats, because Cats is kind of an over-aggressive team. Legacy coming back going 16-4, awesome. Pandy dying 7 times. I think it's just... I don't think there's any other version of Pandy at this point. I think it's just permanently PPP, permanently playoff Pandy. And I think that's just what we're going to see for the rest of his USL career. TG going 2-4, kind of... I don't think he would have qualified for any sort of award anyways, but definitely DQs him for anything for me. And then the Suicide Squad medics, I don't think played very well at all. I think Victim played well towards the end of the game, but the beginning of the game, I saw him let a couple people die, and it was brutal. CC went 2-7. He was out of position a bunch, and I think that really was the difference in the game. Bonds and Slob both played pretty well. They did miss a few heals here and there too, but you didn't see any too many dumb deaths from them. I think that really was the difference, and that's why you saw a 20-point win by Cats.
Yosh?
Yeah, I don't have too much to say about this.
It's fair. Split?
I saw this match. Yeah, it was a really close match, actually. I don't think the score kind of truly reflects how close of a match that was either. I thought it was a really good match overall. I kind of thought that Cats was going to win regardless, but it was within a battle that kind of made the difference in terms of the whole match, in my opinion. The key players that stood out for both teams, I would say Legacy definitively stood out. So did Ernie that match, as well as Pandy. As for the Meds, I would say that Slot put in work, Bonds, as well as Hot Dog 2, both of them put in work. Um, and yeah, so for Suicide Squad, I would say Sabo was putting in a lot of kills in the beginning. He was really dominant. I mean, I was kind of curious to see how he played LMG against Cats, as well as to see the switch from Shasta. I thought Shasta didn't play as aggressive. I mean, I agree with Mecca on that, but I didn't think he played bad at all. There were some battles that I thought he could have been a little bit more aggressive, but overall, uh, I mean, there were some battles that he just got out of it, and I don't think it was technically his fault. I think it was just a losing battle. Um, as for Suicide Squad moving forward, I do think that from this showing that probably was actually something positive overall that they competed, with Cats, and I think it's something that's positive in terms of their future matches as well.
Yeah, fair. I mean, I just want to say, legacy on LMG is kind of terrifying. Honestly, the dude's got 2,000 points that game. He's kind of nuts. But either way, he as stated, I can't really add much to this that you guys haven't already said. Cats played this very well, especially towards the end of the match. And SS, they were consistent. I think that's a big plus. But as Cats turned it up, they really couldn't just catch up any further. And Sabo, as mentioned, was kind of the highlight for them. But overall, consistent play. I mean, I really can't cut anybody for it. So, yeah. And then our final match of the week was Crusaders at DX.
Yeah, again, this is kind of a boring week. I can't wait to talk about next week when there's actually a lot of good matchups. This is a foregone conclusion. Crusaders did have the lead 5-0, which might be the first time ever Crusaders squad had a lead on a soft squad. But other than that, they played pretty safe. Stood in their baselines for 5 minutes at a time. Camped, top right a couple times. Did caves, kind of all stuff we expected to do with a Manuel squad, but I don't think we were ever really worried about losing. Yeah, kind of a foregone conclusion. And I think, yeah, I was gonna say something else, but I'll leave that out for later.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is, the match played out kind of expected how we thought it would go. So
Yeah, I mean, Uni actually went 9-9 that game. I thought that was kind of interesting. I mean, he surprised you guys with a couple laws against walls as you turn corners here and there, and usually he ended up dead at the same time, but he took one with him. So it was kind of funny to watch. Called it in commentary. Backs again, solid sniper play. But yeah, I mean the rest of the squad kind of got run over, and DX just went nuts. I mean it's just how that game was going to go. So not a lot else to say. If there's nothing else for this week's matches, I will move on to next week's matches. All right. So let me pull those up. All right, so our first match scheduled for 8:45. Actually, that match may move. No, it's not that one. 8:45 is Nexus at Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be a foregone conclusion too. Hopefully, Fosso shows up and makes it competitive. Are you guys who's home on this one? Is it
SS is.
SS? Okay, I was gonna say because if you guys get left side, you can make this interesting. I think SS still wins, but I know you guys beat SS on the left on this map before, so I mean it's not out of the question. But I think from the right side, you're gonna have a lot harder of a time trying to do that. So I don't expect you guys to win this. I think SS will play smarter and not underestimate you like they did before, and I think they'll take care of business here.
yeah, I think so as well. I think Suicide Squad is actually going to stat pad you guys this time.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how this whole thing plays out. OD, last time we played the map with all the squads, it was a lot of unexpected results. I definitely do think Suicide Squad is going to win the match. Question mark on how the Nexus play. If they kind of mimic what we saw out of Man U with Crusaders on the right side, it could be a lot closer. than we expect. Again, it's hard to break camps on both sides, in my opinion, on this map. But yeah, I do think that Suicide Squad probably wins by at least 10 or more kills.
Yeah, I mean, fair. We're gonna come in. We're gonna try to be competitive. As we usually do. And we beat them week 1 with the week 3. It was definitely on the more what seemed like the stronger side. But I am curious to see a lot of matches this week and see how the opposite sides play. I think it'll be interesting to watch. But we did notice some stronger plays on the left overall. And then like even the Cats Crusaders match, once Cats started pushing from left to right, like they were able to run through. So, again, as you guys stated as well, I think that SS won't take us as lightly this time. So it'll be far more interesting of a match for us. And like I said, we'll come in, have fun, and try to compete. But we're kind of filling it out, we'll say. So.
Oof. Not a lot of confidence from Bowen at there.
I mean, it's
hard
week.
last week of the season. Yeah.
Yeah, last week of the season, our place we're not in the playoffs, so I mean this is our one match that night. So it's like I said, we're gonna have fun. So,
but have some pride, Bowen. That's what I want to see from you guys. Have some damn pride. Chompy deserves better, Bowen.
Chompy just said you guys are going to stat pad them. That's what Chompy just said in pub chat.
Oof, I hear Chompy's definitely going to stat pad. The rest of us will try to keep up. So I'll say this. My squad, I appreciate my squad. We've been it's been a very fun squad to be on. We've avoided a lot of toxicity, but we've suffered a bit because of just kind of leaving out people that didn't gel with us, which is it's fine. It is what it is, and it's been a fun squad to be on, and look forward to playing with some of these guys in the near future. So, moving on to the 9:30 NWO at DX.
This is gonna be an interesting one. I know I wasn't there for the first one. I did watch it. I know that NWO basically camped bottom left of OD the entire game until they lost the last battle, and then they couldn't chase them down because they don't push enough as a team. So I think with us being left, I think this is gonna be a bigger win for us. I don't think we're gonna stat pad them or anything, obviously, but I think we're gonna probably win by 20, 25. Because we'll be able to have the campy side and they won't be able to camp as much. So we're going to be able to catch them out in the open a lot. The one thing I do fear is that bottom right building. It is kind of hard to break. So if they set up a couple plays there, I think you'll see a pretty low scoring game.
Yeah, I think so too. This is going to be a low scoring, pretty boring match, to be honest, because this map is not fun to play on.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a coin flip, kind of similar to the first match between both teams. Simply because, those solos, they're not useful on this map. Getting angles, not as useful on this map. The teams are kind of spread out, both flank and main. So it's kind of being, you got to be very cautious on how you position your push, or hold for that matter, which then means that not too much movement expected on this match, I would imagine. So I would imagine it to be kind of similar to the first match, where I don't think either team goes past 30 kills.
Yeah, I mean, low scoring. I kind of agree with you guys on that. I don't have much else to say on that front. I do think this DX being home has a bit more of an advantage. They can take that left side that has been questionable, to say the least, as to whether that is the strongest side. I mean, it pretty much is. But, maybe we'll be proven wrong, and the right side will be able to do some holding as well. But I do think DX takes this by a bit more of a higher margin. So, yeah, same concept. Moving on.
If the refs do their job. I mean, that's what it is.
The camp timers and stuff like that. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it interesting as well, especially because it's hard to call, especially when you start seeing these little just minor trades here and there. But a few bullets in there is not really an engagement, right? So it's always trying to make sure we kind of we don't skirt that and see what we can figure out and make sure we just stay on top of it. So I will be there to help. Next match, 10:15, will be Cats and DX. This is my match of the week.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is gonna be my match of the week as well. Um, Cats does have home, so they'll probably take left. I don't see Cats camping really at all. They're not. I mean, they've played slower this season than Warhawks did last season, but I don't think that they're gonna all out camp. They might set up a couple ambushes, but nothing really too major. I think this is just gonna be a pretty mid to high scoring game, just because I think there's gonna be a lot of battles, because both squads are gonna want to fight a lot, and there's just so many angles on this map. You can have solos from every angle, and the marine power in this game is going to be insane. Obviously, it depends on who shows for each team. Do Champ and Na show up for DX? Does Legacy and Soul show up for Cats? I think all that matters. But in the end, I think DX does take this. I think we just have the stronger lineup this season, especially when it comes to meds. So I'm going to give this one to DX. I think probably by somewhere between 8 and 12 kills.
Yeah, I mean, this should be a pretty fun match. Cats didn't camp last time, so I don't expect them to. I expect them to fight us, and it should be fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the underdog this match. Legacy's back. They got TG in the rotation. If Soul's there, I think that might make the difference. But yeah, I definitely do think that Cats is kind of getting to their final form now. They got all their players. If they are going to have any chance of winning the championship this season, I think this showing really does matter for them. And beating DX would definitely kind of cement how their season is at this point. So I'm going to go with the underdog. I'm going to hope that Cats wins this by 10 or less.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be close, I feel like, too. I think Tactical said in Spec Chat during one of the matches last week that he's like, we're not going to play like this bullshit. Then they came out and they pushed. So, yeah, I mean, I fully expect the same thing. Cats will push in this match, and it's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be Marine versus Marines. Again, depends on who shows. If TG, Soul, and Legacy show, this could be an interesting match. I mean, really. I give it to DX just because DX has the power right now, and I feel like they just have the overall better firepower and can really like wear somebody down, even a squad like Cats. But I think it'll be close, and I could be wrong. So we'll see. Moving on. Now this is going to be a doubleheader week. This has not been forced yet on the schedule. I need to do that. But this was confirmed back in week 3. It runs along the same schedule as the last one. And again, if I have to ref it myself, I will ref it myself. So, SS at New World Order at 10:15, the same time as the DX at Cats match.
Come on.
I know. We won't do it again next season. This will not happen again. But it's in our rules. It's allowed. So, if we could accommodate, we have to. Yeah, New World Order at SS.
First thing, don't fuck up the recording this time, so we're gonna watch it. Yeah, other than that, I think I'm gonna give this one to the NWO. They have home, and I think you see them play SS like they played us the first round on OD, and play that bottom left, and I think they don't leave it much, and I think SS gets impatient and tries to push it. And I think with SS players versus NWO players, I don't think they have the pushing power defeat them. I think he probably sees Ninja play Sapper on this. Pretty easy to hold the chokes in there. And once you throw in an LMG or possibly a Ripper, I wouldn't say Ripper, but maybe LMG, I think it's just going to be a hard push for Suicide Squad considering the talent gap. So I'm going to give this one to NWO by probably 2 battles. But I wouldn't be the most shocked in the world if SS does win this. If they win the first battle and a half, and they're up, 8 to 10 early, they're just gonna make NWO push, and then that's when they have a shot. Go up north, go to that bottom right building. If you can get NWO out of that bottom left area, SS has a chance on this.
Yeah, this week is very important for NWO. If they're looking to go into playoffs with the second seed, they need to win both of these matches. So I expect them to probably play both games a little slow and look to edge it out.
Yeah, Yosh is right. This weekend is definitively very important in terms of seeding. Um, we would ideally like to win both matches, right? But we have to win at least one. Suicide Squad has been proven to be not a pushover squad by any means. I kind of did predict preseason that it would be split between us, 1-1. I was kind of hoping that we would have won the first match, especially since their previous lineup was not that great at all. With the return of Sabo, I do think that they have a lot more better firepower than they did previously. Um, However, yeah, I expect us to still have the advantage, not just on our personnel, but also the side. Um, yeah, it was hard for us to push the left side, kind of similar to DX when they took the lead. Uh, I expect that we will have the lead at some point, and there will be that time that will be the equivalent problem that they'll have. Again, this map, we haven't, I don't think anybody had that full experience on it yet, but yeah, just some positions are really hard to break. It's not just mainly that left side only. Time will tell how many positions in total, but yeah, it's going to be hard for Suicide Squad, and I do think we'll win by at least 10.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be a fun match to watch. I think if NWO gets off to a good start, they stay there. If SS gets off to a good start and gets ahead, this makes it interesting. And NWO has to try and get through them, and it's harder to do on this map. So yeah, I agree, but I do give this to NWO. And I think if they get ahead, they stay ahead by a bit. So I'm gonna give it to them by 15. So yeah, but still, should be fun. Moving on. I believe it is our 11 o'clock match at Cats at Crusaders.
Oh, sorry, that's me. Yeah, I think who has home? Crusaders has home on this.
Yes.
I don't think it's going to be an upset. I don't want to call that, but if there was going to be an upset this week, it could be that just because you know how Manu likes to lead, and on this map, it's advantageous. Map is basically designed for you to camp on the left side if you're left side. So I think that it's a possibility that Crusaders wins. I just don't think it will happen. I think that their lineup's too good, especially if TG and Soul are there, and it probably turns into a stat pad. Manu will lead the first 10, 15 minutes. All of his weird ambushes will fail, and then they'll fall apart. It's kind of like the formula for Manu-led squads the past couple seasons. So I don't see anything different happening on this one. I think it will be close early, though, because they will have some weird campy ambushes set up on that bottom left side of the map.
Meow. That's what I've said about this match.
Yeah, I think we already know who won this match. Cat.
Yeah,
Remember, Crusaders almost beat these guys. Cats only beat them by 1 the first time around.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but they were still
they have the
trolling.
better
Honestly, that match, I saw some trolling being done by Cats. They weren't like going like try hard mode by any means. I saw them even using a sniper at some point. It really depends. If they really feel like Crusaders is a threat, I'm sure they're gonna go all out. But I just don't see. I don't think it's gonna be close. But again, we'll see.
You think they're gonna learn their lesson like SS versus Nexus and actually take them seriously this time?
I hope so. I mean, I hope they don't try to face back sniper to sniper. That doesn't sound smart.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we see Staley go 30 minutes of sniper again. He agreed to it and just stuck with it for some reason in that last one. And it became close almost because of that, and just the fact they really couldn't get through. So, but as mentioned earlier, Cats is also in their final form now, and they've identified themselves as what they want to be this season. And I think this is an entirely different Cat squad even now from what it was in week 3. So, Crusaders could still pull some tricky stuff with, again, Manu leading. But I think Cats that wins this by a larger margin, even with the possible disadvantage of the side. So, yeah, but, surprise me. It's going to be fun to see. And then, our last match of the evening is going to be nothing. That was the last match of the evening because that was
the last one.
Yeah, that we're at the same time. All right. Do you guys have any other comments for Matches this week.
I would like to
Negative.
watch the matches, but I can't.
Yeah.
I've been robbed, Bowen. Thank you.
Tell the captains who can't schedule things and tell each other.
Well, I always blame the league admin.
You know what? That's
Second
fair.
week.
That's fair.
Second week, I
Good.
can't watch Cats or
start.
NWO and SS. I'm sad.
Third week.
Maybe Havoc was right this whole time.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
No. The little Bow Wow disrespect must end.
Don't give him that. Don't do it. All right. So I think it's time for some mailbags, and I think we've gotten some good ones today. I don't have any, so
I have 0. No
you
one
have
loves
0 as
me.
well. Same here.
Oh,
Which fair.
just me, I guess. Everybody
Yeah,
loves
just
me.
you.
That's cool. All right, let's start off with the first one here. What are the odds of backs actually quitting USL if Sniper gets removed? Because I think the guys that want to quit with him are addicted to the game and will play regardless.
Yeah,
let's
I
get
think that's a layered.
percentage.
Yeah, I think that's a layered question. You know why? Because how about backs returns, but not under the alias backs? What's that the answer then?
Oh yeah, because he's always going to find a loophole. How about the actual person backs not playing USL the next season? What are the percentage?
0.
He plays.
Wow.
I mean, I don't see otherwise. Him saying he has 19 people lined up, I don't see it. But I don't negotiate with terrorists. Anyway, but yeah, he plays. It's fine. If he doesn't, it's just spite us. Yeah. Well,
Backs learn Spec Ops, bro. That's your future.
There you
Once
go,
you learn
man.
that, you will. Yeah, you'll be good, bro. Don't worry.
Yeah, everybody's loving this new MP5. Just a quick shout out to MP for this secondary weapon. It's awesome. Everybody loves it. I've seen nothing but good things so far. I
nice.
think it should stay on Spec Ops.
Cool.
Very
I can't wait
nice.
to try it.
Same.
All right, now let me see. Let me get to my other ones here. Okay, these are 3 all. Let me separate them out. Okay. Can Bowen or any admin explain the rationale of allowing backs not only to come back from his permanent ban onto the USL Discord, but to give him a microphone and platform to commentate this week?
I don't know if that was even planned, to be honest.
It
Go
was
ahead, I
not.
love Bowen this-
Well, I don't think either were planned, were they?
No, they were not. I had no idea. Like, I had no idea Bax was commentating the first match that I went sniper in like 15 years. Yeah, no, I had no clue he was on. And I saw that somebody mentioned he was commentating and glazing me up. Apparently, I'm like, oh no. So
Yeah, I joined in the last like 10 minutes of it. I won't lie, it was definitely entertaining.
yeah, I listened to the recording. He did pretty well. I mean, he's still talking his
Yeah,
shit when
really,
he's back.
really wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
Way
it
better
wasn't.
than complaining about his squad the whole time. Like last time.
Right, true. And then the unban, like today was chaos. I'm not gonna lie. Today kind of had this kind of fuck it mentality going, and when it happened, I was like, yeah, oh, you removed his ban. It's like, yep, it's Purge Day, right? I'm like, you know what? Sure, I don't care. That's all that was. So he'll be back to silence next tomorrow, but for now, just
Nice.
enjoy the chaos.
It hasn't even really been that bad, but
No, it
all
hasn't.
right, let's move on to the next one. Do you think Havoc was at January 6th, and is he looking forward to January 6th, 2025?
Oh, well. So I'm blown away by that. That's not what I
Whoa.
expected to hear.
Told you they
Who's
were good this week.
disrespecting Havoc, man? I don't like this. I don't like
Yeah.
I don't like that back question.
I think he did it to himself,
That
man.
made me lightheaded, dude. Oh my god.
I'm dizzy.
I'm going to take that everyone's saying yes, is what I'm gathering for this.
No,
I can't do it, man. I can't do this one.
no.
Last January 6th, he didn't go to jail, so you know.
That's a good start.
It's true. He had a good mask on. Anyways, next one. This is not from who you think it's from either. Let me preface this question. When did ESO lose his mind and become a Hydra troll in spec? I've heard reports that he's on 5 different aliases every week, hiding from his squad in squad chat. And is he gaslighting when he gets called out, or is he actually absolutely so obtuse he really doesn't know that he's being immature with the Pinecone situation?
I think he's actually his ban that was put on has been removed. I think
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to double check it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure Tactical removed it. All that was, I mean, it was a mess. At first, I was kind of like, man, then I kind of got the idea of what everything happened was, and it's kind of made more sense as to why it all kind of got where it was. And then the Discord part happened, and then I kind of was like, oh well, now we have a problem. But yeah, I mean, a lot of that was some losing of the minds a little bit, I feel, and just pushing buttons where they shouldn't be pushed. And I'm going to reiterate, and I say it. I've said it probably 5 times today, and I'll probably say it 5 more times before I go to bed. We're adults. Like, can we be adults, please? Like, it's just, don't harass people, on levels that get so personal. Just, it's not necessary. But yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. Also, on the Hydra troll thing, we've kind of known about it for a while. I don't know why Issa does it, so I don't really have an answer. But he's definitely been caught multiple times on like hidden aliases when his squad is in the game.
Issa's been a troll. Come on, we all know Issa. He's been a troll. He'll PM you and talk shit. The only difference now is that he's not playing, so it's like Dave, except that he's actually watching the matches and talking shit. At least Dave has.
Well, maybe Dave's in spec too.
Not do that, Who knows? He does at least PM.
Dave could be Hydra trolling too.
Dave is the boy.
Oh, I got a question.
Dave is Loy this whole time. Yosh got one. Go ahead, Yosh.
Yeah. Somebody just sent me one. Let me break this down. It's like a multi-parter.
Oof.
Yeah. Hold on.
Do you want me to read my last one while you do that?
Yeah, read your last one while
Okay, this one just came in hot off the press. Was Back's commentary of Bowen sniping and glazing him the whole time an attempt to save Sniper from being removed so far? And did his plan work?
I'm pretty sure that's what that was. Yes.
I think so too. Hey, there's a poll up.
I think it definitely made your shots. Yeah, your shots had way more fire to it when Bax was commentating. I noticed every shot. I was there like, what? You kidding?
Everyone.
Oh, maybe Sniper's not bad.
But he still lost the game in embarrassing fashion.
Yeah. I'm not wrong.
The subliminal messages.
Lost by less.
Yeah. All right.
When I joined commentary, Bax comes out and he says, Bowen, you guys gained 20 kills because you went sniper. How does that feel? It's just like, I'm leaving. I'm out. I'm not hanging around here.
I mean, to be fair though, he did good on a solo commentary. That's pretty hard. To be fair,
yeah, no, valid.
It's really hard to cast solo.
Yep, completely.
All right. All right. I'll just read it. As it's written to me. So, as a moderator, I believe it's crucial for people to carry out their roles without personal bias, keeping their personal view separate from their responsibilities in discords. What I've seen lately is that it seems like an abuse of power and overreach of authority from certain members of the USL staff. When did this start happening, and Bowen, what are you going to do to address the issue?
Probably need names, I guess. I know, like in my case, I've even said it in Discord a couple times. It's like when I do something like this, it's never personal. Like I can separate the game version of you versus the personal version of you. And we're all different people in this game. Some of us are trolls, some of us are not. Like even Backs I can get along with outside of Discord most times. When we're in voice, we're fine. But as far as people in game, I mean, anything that's popped up, I know we've at least kind of addressed it. Mods were mentioned somewhat recently on watching the different find commands and stuff like that, and different commands that are popping up. So I mean, people are aware. But if you ever come up with something and you have a complaint, I may not know about it. Like the history that comes with these logs is ridiculously long. So if you don't tell me, I probably didn't see it. But if you got something, send it to me and I'll investigate. It's just the way it works. And yeah.
Okay, and someone sent a follow-up to that. Different person, actually.
No.
When did USL staff start moderating aliases that aren't harmful or racist?
I mean, it wasn't a USL staff thing, I'll tell you that. It had nothing to do with USL.
Yeah, no, that was a moderation thing.
It just happened to be a lot of USL staff are also infantry moderators.
Yep, true.
He just happened to be in USL at the time.
Yeah, so I mean, if it's regarding the pinecone thing, especially, like there's more. It is harmful because the person who the person whose name was being used didn't want her name to be used. She felt like she's being harassed, and she's had a history of some stuff. She didn't feel like being harassed. So, that is harmful to that person. Some people just don't want that stuff, and it's fine. So when that stuff happens, we have to take action on it. I had to remove an alias that somebody did for backs, like last season.
Also, there's an Apollo situation earlier this season, even though I guess that wasn't really.
Yeah, well, that was kind of a...
Still a USL thing, but...
Yeah, but it was more of a mod thing at that point, too. And, anti-Semitic race, aliases, racist aliases, stuff like that, like, you gotta understand, we wouldn't have allowed them in SOE, and somebody comes in, new player comes in, and that's the first thing they see, they will leave immediately. So, or laugh, but a lot of people will leave immediately. And being on Steam, we kind of have to just be mindful of some of these things when we're moderating, so...
Okay. Last one. Why does it seem like there's more problems in this administration than in the past? Bowen, what do you have to say for yourself, and how are you going to prevent problems from like this from happening again?
Because I talk a lot. I think that is a lot of that is the crux of that is the fact that I'm almost always on, and I'm always doing something. And, sometimes people love it, sometimes people hate it, and it's split half and half in most cases. So, it's just louder maybe than what it normally is, but I don't know that there's more or less per se. I mean, I don't really take sides in anything either, so it's kind of, I just do things, right? So...
Okay, boom. That's all I had.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to add.
All my questions were from different people.
Yeah, fair. Well, cool. Do you guys have anything else you wanted to discuss tonight?
Who's gonna win awards?
Oh man, I know Mecca was looking at stats and stuff. I think we're gonna be looking at that stuff next week, even. Some stuff is going to come down to that last week even. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. It's I haven't even looked at the top 10 recently, as far as the website goes on kills and stuff. But I can pull it up right now. I'm curious. Right now, top 10 kills is Colossal.
Why did you not show up last week, Splittah?
I failed. I had family over.
Oh my gosh! You got to let some people know.
Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving here.
How much do you owe Eric now?
I'm gonna owe Eric $50.
Oof.
Oh, oof! That's
Eric too. It's not just $50. It's more like 100.
He's gonna.
Eric, right?
He's gonna also say I'm not a top 10 killer. A lot.
I mean,
it's okay, bro. It's okay. Things happen. Life happens.
I mean, I'm looking at the top 10.
I know who I am. That's all that matters. You know what I mean? I know who I am, guys. That's all that matters. You know what I mean? I'm proud of me.
No.
I'm proud of me.
Not the slightest bit. You screwed me in fantasy last week.
Mecca knew. He should have told you. I told Mecca either.
Did he?
No.
Oh, yeah. He probably did. I wasn't paying attention. Oh, yeah, as far as awards go, I've got about halfway through the season. Or stats. I've added a new one that's kind of interesting. Assist points towards... Or assist points as a percentage of your total points, which I think is going to be more interesting for a support award. Obviously, again, my stats don't decide anything. It's still 5 people who vote, blah, 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 disclaimers. But I do like to look at some of the deeper stats, so we'll see what's going on.
I should probably get someone to vote in my place, huh?
Oh, yeah, you probably should.
Yeah, I got to figure that out. Anyway.
Oh, well, I got one more question.
Oh.
What is USL going to do in the offseason, Bowen? What are the plans? It seems like everyone's wishy-washy on what they want to happen.
I'm going to talk to MP as well. I know he was talking about doing some SUTs. SL will have like a mini draft league of some sort, maybe on like Thursdays. I think those actually went pretty well. So I think we probably should go ahead and get that planned and started. And then some guys are going to do the CTFDL, which is part of the announcements I need to make this evening. So, there's a few things kind of happening in the off season. I'm not sure if MP is going to do the SUTs or not, but I'll find out. I'm curious as well. But yeah, SL Skirmish League should be fun.
Gross. Join the draft league.
Join any of the draft leagues or all of the draft leagues. I'm hoping that their schedules won't conflict for any reason. So that's my plan. All right. Well, going back to that draft league option, I'm just going to say CTFDL is coming back with their season 2 after a very successful season 1. So please join up on that if you're interested. Registration is currently open to all infantry players, regardless of home zone. They're planning to have the live draft on October 22nd, which is a week from today, actually. So please sign up, and the game matches themselves will begin on November 3rd and run for 4 weeks, including the week of November 24th. So ctfpl.net or on the CTFPL Discord server, you can sign up for that there. And that'll do it for us here at USL Live. This has been Bowen, Mecca, Yosh, and Split. Special thanks to our executive producer, Military Police. And you guys have a great week, and we will see you on Sunday.